Happy New Year, Libra. Dadhichi Toth from astrology.com.au with the January 2016 forecast. It's a synopsis, a few of the main aspects that I consider are going to affect you. For more detail on this, you can check out the website astrology.com.au. Well, Jupiter still continues in your 12th house along with the moon, which indicates usually a bit of good luck. The moon for you is the career planet. And the 12th house is really that hidden part of the zodiac, the secret part of the celestial sphere, indicating that some of your best moves will come from behind the scenes in the earlier part of the year. Jupiter's going to be there till around September 9th. So, a lot of what you do is going to be, it's still in that gathering stage, working stuff out. But we do see from January 4th, the transit of Mars to your second house of income. So it's not that you don't have any drive. You definitely have drive to, earn more money and to, acquire more cash during this cycle, which is usually shown by the position of Mars here. But it shows that the way you're going to maneuver this is going to be a little bit different and maybe somewhat behind the scenes. The new moon on the 10th occurs in the sign of Capricorn. That's the 4th house of your horoscope. And that 4th house has to do with your family and domestic situation. We also see his Sun, Pluto, long-term transit we've talked about on many occasions, still in that area. And Mercury moving out of that sector on the 2nd of January, however, going into retrogression on the 9th. And thereby coming back into that area to show us that you are definitely having to revise some of your decisions on the domestic front throughout the early part of this year. And that's a good thing, as long as you don't jump the gun and make decisions without having all the facts and figures at your disposal. So the new moon in Capricorn can sometimes indicate a whole new facelift for your home. A bit of a change in the domestic circumstance. Certainly some sort of emotional change can take place. An attitudinal change. 4th house has to do with your inner peace of mind as well. So it's not just a material external thing that we're talking about here. That new moon is on the 10th. So you can see a lot happening there in the first part of the month with the transit of Mercury, moving to the 5th, then back again on the 9th. We see Mars moving to your second house on the 4th. It's finances. By the way, Mars has to do with your marital and business partnerships. So the fact that it's moving into your second house, some new alliance can be formed at that time, but it will be more than likely associated with the financial side of your life. Venus, your ruling planet in the 3rd house, makes you a little bit sort of cooler and more aloof as the conjunction of Saturn takes place, I think around the 15th. Actually on the 9th as well. So we see there just after, that first week is complete, you are in a position where you're probably not going to need to talk much, which is good. I think you're going to be analysing things a lot more, considering your position, and sometimes silence is golden. Saying less is more, and that could be the lesson of this particular combination of planets. Venus and Saturn combination for you is excellent. It is in the place of short journeys, so you could be thinking about moving around a little bit. Not long journeys, these are shorter journeys that can indicate more frequency rather than distance. Communications, as I said, can be cool, but that combination is usually fortuitous. So the potential is there to strike up a good deal if you're in any sort of stage of negotiation. What else do we see there? There's a new moon that I've mentioned on the 10th. The second half of that is the full moon that takes place in Leo on the 24th, I believe. And that's in your 11th house of social activities and friendships. That is particularly good for your work, as I said, and the direct motion of Mercury, which I've said is moving backwards and forwards there, it takes place on the 26th. So we see the new moon on the 24th, then that positive direction of Mercury on the 26th. It's probably not to the latter part of the month that the professional side of things can start to give you some real sense of accomplishment or, green light to move forward. In any case, having the moon fall in the 11th house of fulfillment is an excellent omen, and one that should encourage you quite a bit during the month of January. So it's a good start to the year, in other words. There are a few other aspects there that we see. It's important to look for each star sign at the ruling planet. There we see Venus moving into some interesting aspects after that one I mentioned on the 9th with Saturn, the sextile aspect to the natal sun sign position. That's happening pretty much throughout the month, but depending on what date you're born, you'll feel the impact of that. And that is a nice one for projecting your, yourself socially, and attracting the sort of people you want to help you along at this point. Venus is also in a lovely trine aspect to Uranus in your 7th house. This is definitely a romance trigger, and on the 15th, when that takes place, we see that some really unexpected sorts of, actually, did I say the 15th and the 18th? Where am I here? Sorry, it's on the 13th. So leading up to the 13th, we see that aspect. That's the one between Venus and Uranus. And the one I'm looking at on the 15th is the trine aspect to Jupiter, which in a sense supports that, because that's usually good news. And then on the 18th, we see the Mars trining the Neptune aspect, which is also quite good for fulfilling your dreams and making those dreams and objectives a reality. But as far as your relationships are concerned, Uranus always adds a touch of unexpectedness to the equation. So something either from yourself or from your partner or someone lurking in the shadows there could surprise you on or around that date, with the resultant good sort of news for you on the romance front. So I'd be looking forward to that, putting the unexpected in the expected date of 15th to the 18th. After that, we see the sun moving to your 5th house of creativity. That's always a very, very good one for those of you who are creatively predisposed. And once again, the sun, going back to that 11th house of fulfillment and friendships, is an important planet for you, moving in the 5th house. Again, that's supportive of romance, but more, I think, to the point, to do with your creative endeavors, finding that hobby or that activity that puts you in the zone and gives you a sense of peace and inner fulfillment. It's also to do with children, competitions, and all of those sort of areas are usually fortified and well disposed by that particular aspect that occurs after the 21st. Some more difficult aspects after that, however, such as Mercury to Uranus on the 21st, same date, Mercury squaring the sun sign, and that is also followed up on the 22nd by the transit of Mercury conjoining Pluto. That's in its retrograde motion. That can be rather intense. You may be dealing with people who are trying to play emotional games with you. Because that's in the zone of your family and domestic sphere, it's likely you're going to have to confront someone within the family. And as I said, while that Mercury is in retrogression, it's best to zip it, remain tight-lipped, listen rather than talk. And then when it goes forward after the 26th, you'll be in a better position to state your case as well. In the last period of the month, we see the Venus sextile Neptune. Now that is really, really nice for you, because that, along with the Mars trine Neptune I mentioned earlier, really helps to fulfill your dreams. It gives you, in a sense, a connectedness on this level to people who can help make your dreams a reality. It's also a spiritual aspect, so it shows us, especially because this is ruling your 6th house, and Neptune currently is in your 6th house, that your spirituality can be linked to the way in which you do your work. The quality of your work will be very, very important at this time. And if you do good work, then of course the karma from that is that you're likely to do better in life down the track. The final aspect I wanted to talk about is the Mercury square sun sign, and that again is still giving remnants of that retrogression. Even though you may be in full possession of the facts and the information you need after the retrograde motion finishes, you still need to be a little bit careful that you don't have miscommunications and send out erroneous emails and letters and that sort of thing. So check all your facts and figures first, and you're better still to wait till the end of the first week or into the second week of February to feel completely confident. That's a synopsis. Join me at astrology.com.au. You'll be able to find more on what's happening there, a more detailed analysis. And of course, the yearly updates, I've just finished those. They're now online, and you'll be able to contextualize this particular month and see exactly where you're going over the next 12. Hope to see you here next month. Take care. Good luck. Enjoy the new year. Bye-bye.